Welcome to Positive Productivity, episode 153. The Positive Productivity Podcast was created to empower entrepreneurs to achieve and appreciate personal and professional success. I'm your host, Kim Sutton, and if you're ready, let's jump into today's episode. Welcome back to another session of my weekly reflections. This past week, one thing became especially clear to me, and that was that I, and I alone, need to own my calendar. I realized that if I don't block out time to work on my personal tasks and accomplish my personal goals, then chances are my days will easily be filled with the tasks and goals and priorities of others. For example, in episode 151, I shared the story of how I was going through the McDonald's drive-thru while interviewing a new prospective business coach. This was so embarrassing for me. I had allowed my day to become so overwhelmed with the tasks and trials and tribulations of other people that I had forgotten to make adequate time for myself. Unfortunately, this also included having to eat out again and have this phone call with my kids screaming in the back seats. Looking at the weeks ahead, I realized I was setting myself up to make the same mistake over and over again. So I decided to fix that. I have now blocked out every single morning until noon for me to work on the tasks of my choosing. Yes, these may be client tasks. However, no longer will people outside of my organization be able to schedule appointments during that time. In addition, I also went into my scheduling system. I used Schedule Once, and I limited the number of podcast recording sessions that I can not only have in a day, but also in a week. While there are some podcasters out there who are able to dedicate a whole day to nothing but recording podcast episodes, that is not a part of my professional life at this time. So I decided to break down what I can do into manageable blocks. First off, I decided I can record 6 episodes with guests per week. Next, I decided that there will be 2 days a week that I cannot do recordings with guests. And third, I decided and set the setting in Schedule Once that I can only have 2 recording sessions per day. Now, the great thing about this is that by setting up my mornings to be completely free for me between 9 and 12, and by only allowing 2 recording sessions in the afternoon, I still will have 3 hours every afternoon for other appointments, including those with prospects or clients, or for dedicated work time. I also blocked out 2 days a week when I will be having lunch with my husband. It's a good thing my husband supports me so much because I have not been making and setting aside time for him in what feels like forever. So now, going forward, 2 days a week, every single week, is ours to have lunch together. Evening dates are often very difficult due to my husband's work schedule, but now we don't have to worry about what day he'll be working or if we can find a babysitter or if my older kids will be here, because we know that those 2 days a week, when the kids are at school, we can go out, enjoy lunch, and not have to worry about when we're going to be back home so I can get on another call. I can't tell you how awesome that feels. Now, there's one last reason why this feels so awesome. Today, my 11-year-old and I are home with the flu together. Well, I'm always at home, but I think you understand. We're feeling like you know what, are running fevers, and are just absolutely exhausted. And if I didn't have my calendar under control, then I would not be able to take the whole day napping. which is exactly what I'm going to do after this episode is done. Today, I want you to look at your calendar and decide if you are scheduling adequate time for you, your personal needs, and your professional needs. How much time are you blocking out for your work time? How much time are you blocking out on your calendar for a lunch date with a friend or your significant other? And how much time are you blocking out nights and weekends, if any? I have reclaimed time in my calendar for me, and I encourage you to do the same for you. Now, with this said, go forth and have a positive and a productive day.